Okay, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the best of and the worst of in the same video, but yeah. So we're gonna try to keep this short because I have an overview I want to do as well, where we talk about all the movies. I graded all the movies I watched this year, and I'm gonna give you my ratings. So the worst of 2021. I'm gonna lots of horror movies on this list. Just so you know, that's just how it is. If you A lot of horror movies on this list, some of them people put on their top 10 horror movies of the year. So it's like either this was a really bad year for horror movies, or sorry, a really good a really bad year for horror movies, or these people are shills, that was the point I was making. But then halfway through my thing, I forgot what I was leading up to. Holy vey. So yeah, the start number 10 is The Devil Below, which is a horror movie that released on Netflix. Which I forgot the title of this movie, and it wouldn't show up on Will Patton's I looked up Will Patton because he was like the only actor, big time actor in the movie, and I couldn't find this movie on his filmography. So obviously he thought the movie sucked as well. This movie was about basically it was inspired by I forget what it's called, the Siberian borehole, which apparently in Russia or Siberia, they drill a hole so deep, really deep, like super deep, and they heard what sounded like screams from this hole, right? Which they thought was, oh fuck, we drilled a hole into hell, right? So this movie is inspired by that. So you hear about that and you think, oh man, that's a great premise for a movie, right? And they fucked it up. It's just like stupid, monsters like from like Starship Troopers or whatever. Really, really bad movie. Don't watch it. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. Next is James Wan's Malignant, which, besides from one awesome scene in the movie, like the jailhouse scene, this movie, I thought, that besides from that one scene, the movie is terrible. There's no recognizable actors in the movie, and what actors are there are crappy, really terrible acting. And I thought the music was great until somebody told me, so I saw somebody else's review, and then I found out, oh my god, that was a remix of fucking Where Is My Mind? How cliche is that? To have Where Is Your Mind in your soundtrack. You if your movie is not good and you have that movie, so that song on your soundtrack, it can be a really bad jinx. Ask Zack Snyder about oh fuck, what was the name of that movie? Fuck, I can't remember. Oh my god, I'm brain farting here, but like yeah, one of Zack Snyder's least critically panned movies had that on its soundtrack, and people hated it. It was the movie with all the girls in the insane asylum that would have like these fantasy dream sequences, right? I have a friend who loves that movie and kind of changed my opinion on the movie. So at one point I'll review that movie and I'll explain why the movie actually makes sense, because it actually does. Next is Candyman, which I thought why this movie sucks is because, one, you have an unlikable main character. Two, the kills in the movie were shit. Yeah, you had some cool shadow puppets in the movie. I'll admit that. But yeah, but like the movie is just awful, and it's a very politically ugly movie where the movie puts its politics above actually trying to be good. And though there is some cool body horror in the movie, but the body horror kind of comes out of nowhere, right? I mean, they did start off with, oh, his hand was starting to look weird because after the bee sting, right? Which I've been stung by wasps and shit. Never had that happen to me, but whatever. I don't know. The movie it's just like a politically ugly movie where it's trying to show division among the masses, right? And it's very anti-cop movie, which I think we've all had our bad experiences with cops. But the answer to the cop question is not to get rid of all cops. That is the most retarded fucking thing ever. Because then what would happen is that the poor communities will get even worse, and then you know the communities that can afford private security will become basically fascist zones, right? Oh my god! So like, yeah, that movie very, and like there are besides from the politics, like I said, there was bad kills in the movie, and like the dialogue was fucking awful. You had and like I've heard like reviews from people from Chicago watching the movie, and it's like, why are all these hipsters in a movie that's in Chicago, that's supposed to be taking place in Chicago? It's like nobody talks like they're from Chicago in the movie, according to people from Chicago. So yeah, the next movie on the list is Snake Eyes. Um, Not only the movie has bad action, bad. I wouldn't say necessarily terrible acting, but it's like the movie's just not good, and you have the cosplay shit in the movie with all the ninjas and stuff, and it's like they did not do a good job of making ninjas using ninjas modern day look well in the movie, man. It just looks cringe, right? Which there was a good movie from, I think it was like 2009 or 2008, which was about a ninja starring like a South Korean actor. And that movie did a good job of showing like ninjas in a modern setting. This movie did it, and it looked terrible, right? And then there's the weird like CGI snakes in the movie that reminded me of Chamber of Secrets, which the CGI was almost on par with a movie from 2002. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know. The movie just sucks, and there was really bad casting, not just with the main actor, but like Storm Shadow's actor, in my opinion, sucks. I know other people think he's great. He's great in other stuff. I thought he was a terrible Storm Shadow, especially compared to like the Storm Shadow they had in the previous GI Joe movies, who's like a legendary actor from South Korea. They get this like no name British actor doing like a really bad Japanese accent. The movie is just terrible. Watch my review of it. So next is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, which had the brilliant idea of let's combine the first two games and interweld the story, right? And make a movie out of that. There are some good things about the movie. I thought Toby Hooper, or Hopper, whatever his name is, he was great as Wesker. But it's the problem where he was a good actor, but he was not Wesker. He was nothing like I misspoke. He was not a good Wesker. He was a good actor in a bad movie, and like his character was nowhere near as close as Wesker. He's not even. He's worse than the Wesker from the shitty S.T. Perry novel, who bitched and complained, who was like a petty dude because like he was turned down by like a female scientist working for him, bro. that Wesker from that shitty book was cooler and more like the Wesker from the games than the Wesker here, right? Oh my god. And the movie sequel baits. terrible casting all around, but there was some cool shots in the movie. Like I know people made fun of the scene where the use of music in the movie. I thought the use of music in those two scenes were pretty good, especially the scene where Donald Logue is trying to get out of the city and he's in his car and the camera's in the car and like all hell is breaking loose outside of his car, and in the car he's playing like a Journey song, which I'm one of those guys who when I drive around I like to have my music on like super loud. So I thought that scene was great, not because of that, but because it's people thought like that was stupid, but like no, like if you're by yourself and you're driving, you're gonna and you like listening to music while you drive, you're gonna have it super loud. Right, and there was some cool shit in the movie, but they fucked up Jill Valentine, not Jill Valentine. Yeah, no, they fucked up Jill Valentine's character. They fucked up Leon's character to the point where he's nowhere like he is in the game, right? And he's nowhere near as cool. It's like did like a Chris Redfield fanboy purposely sabotage like Leon to make like Chris Redfield look cooler. Which Chris Redfield, there's some scenes in the movie where he's super badass, where he's fighting a bunch of zombies in the dark with a handgun and a knife, right? Which that's something you would have seen Leon do, right? Because Leon was more into the knife fighting, right? But yeah, like, because Chris was more like, I'm gonna punch, I'll punch a zombie out with my super steroid arms. Remember in Resident Evil 5 where he Superman punched a boulder and it like fucking fell apart. It was awesome. But yeah, like Chris Redfield looks bad compared to Claire, or yeah, his sister. Which yeah, they did the thing a lot of movies do, where they make the female characters look badass and the male characters not as badass as the fucking female characters. But whatever. And overall, I thought that movie was a decent movie, but as a Resident Evil fan, fuck you, this movie sucked. So next on the list is a Bruce Willis film, Cosmic Sin, which I saw the trailer. And I knew, like, you can tell it was sort of low budget. But, I'm a fan of Kamen Rider. Hence why I have two Kamen Rider model kits here. 0, 1, and then, like, 5s. Or 555, whatever. And, yeah, so, like, I'm a fan of like sci-fi and fantasy, and not a lot of sci-fi fantasy movies get big budgets like they would need to. So I'm a little more forgiving than most. And the movie had a pretty cool premise where it was about like first contact, where humanity had to establish a task force to do a preemptive strike on the aliens, and like the world of the movie had this like almost like Gundam Universal Century backstory, where there was like a colony uprising and they had to nuke the colony. That was like Bruce Willis's character's backstory, and you had like awesome actors like Bruce Willis and Frank Grillo in the movie, which Frank Grillo is in a lot of cheap action movies. So what happens next is like when the action scenes happen, the action stars in the movie do nothing. They're written out of the action scenes, and like side characters that are no-name actors do all the action scenes. It was like, what the fuck, dude? And besides from Bruce Willis's Gears of War suit and Frank Grillo's Gears of War suit, all the other Gears of War suits are white and look like cheap plastic. So it's like, what the fuck, dude? The movie sucked. Next is Fear Street Part 1, 1994. Did not watch the sequels because I did not like the first movie. There was some cool things about the movie that was basically ruined by the main character who's a really shitty person. Really shitty person. And then, bitches about why does everybody hate me? It's because you're a fucking bad person. You're, at least that's what I can remember, right? Yeah, and like the subplot of the movie, I don't know. This movie sucks. It had an interesting premise, but the politics and the modern bullshit kind of ruined the movie, right? Next is I'm gonna save that for last. Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. As a family movie, it was okay um, it became like the movie became an ad for Warner Brothers bullshit, and then there's they have this really bad message in the movie where like the LeBron James, who's awful actor in the movie, by the way, is trying to get his son to um, have realistic goals, which is becoming a pro NBA basketball player is probably not a realistic goal, but it's better than, oh, son, you're gonna become. Son, oh, you want to become an indie video game developer? Oh my god, dude. That was like, the message of this movie is like, oh, his son should just go and focus on being an indie video game developer. How many indie video game developers live like that? Like, what do you call it? Bitter lives, and like some have killed themselves because they've had their dreams crushed. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say what's more of a realistic goal: becoming NBA basketball player, or becoming a pro video game, like a indie video game developer, a successful indie video game developer. I don't know, but dude, like that. I don't know. I thought the movie was a bit subversive. Next is Jungle Cruise, which is Disney's like basically trying to do a new series that's like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and the Mummy movies. The plot of this movie, they literally stole from, I think it was Pirates of the Caribbean's 4 on Stranger Tides, where you had like Blackbeard. That movie, both movies pretty much have the same plot where they're trying to find the Fountain of Youth. And that movie, Stranger Tides, which people say is like the second worst or third worst fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movie, is leaps and bounds better than this piece of shit. There's like a plot twist in the movie where you find out The Rock is an immortal Spanish conquistador. I'm supposed to believe there were fucking bodybuilder conquistadors back in the day. And the movie's a little woke as well. Like, you have a character who's openly gay. Back in those times when you could have been put in an institution for the rest of your life for being gay, this guy's openly gay. It's like, what the fuck? Are you joking? Oh my god. So yeah, that was retarded. Oh my god. So next is a movie I'm probably not going to get as much slack for hating this movie like I did Candyman. Which I just want to say, my favorite movie last year was Tenet. So, whatever. So yeah, The Matrix Resurrections. I love how people are using the excuse of, oh, the Wachowskis didn't want to make this movie. Ergo, they were forced to make it, or at least Lana was forced to make it. So that means, we can, like, forgive it for being a bad movie. It's like, no. If you didn't want to make a movie, right, then it's probably better off that let it be made by people who actually want to make a good movie versus what you did which was a nostalgia trip fucking lame movie which looks cheap as fuck and has bad like fight choreography and special effects, which turns out to be the most expensive Matrix movie ever made, and it has like fucking bad everything compared to the first three films. Well, they didn't even bring back the Hong Kong fight choreographer, which I don't even know if he's still alive, but I'm sure there's other Hong Kong fight choreographers you could have got. But it's like, what the fuck, man? This movie was fucking awful, and the shills who defend this movie, shame on you. Either you have nostalgia goggles, or you're fucking shills, man. Oh my god. But yeah, The Matrix Resurrections was terrible. Is it the worst movie that's ever come out this year? Probably not. But, dude, it's like, why? Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted a sequel, another Matrix movie. I didn't want this. And then there's the fact where, like, there were leaks where there was supposed to be, like, you know, two new characters that were supposed to be the star of the movie, where one would have turned out to be, like, a program, and the other one would have turned out to be, she was supposed to be female in the Matrix and male in the real world. I would have preferred that fucking movie versus this one. Because at least that would have had, like, you know, that wouldn't have been, like, starring 50 to 60-year-old people who are too old to be doing action movies. And what the fuck? And then there's the fucking thing where Keanu Reeves has the John Wick look throughout the movie as Neo, and then you find out later, you see him in the real world, and he shaved his head, and it's like, what the fuck? You were willing to cut your hair the entire time? Why the fuck did you have the John Wick fucking movie look in the entire movie if you were willing to cut your fucking hair? What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's like, what the fuck? And then you find out that Chad, Trinity's boyfriend, is actually the John Wick director. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? What saves the movie is that it's kind of bordering behind, it's bordering the line of so bad it's good, but just because it's so bad it's good doesn't mean it's actually good. It just means that despite the fact that it's a bad movie, it's still enjoyable in a kind of like a sardonic way. Does not mean it's fucking a still good movie, right? So yeah, that's it for this worst of the 2021 movies. Now I'm just going to do an overview, and how the overview works is I graded the movies. G for good, which a G is like 7 to 10. A for average, which is like 5 to 6 out of scale, or B for 1 for 4. So Jungle Cruise, I gave a B. Matrix Resurrections, I gave a B. Cop Shop, I gave a G. Dune, I gave an A. For reasons, check out my review. Evangelion, Thrice Upon a Time, I gave an A. Shang-Chi, an A. Mortal Kombat, an A, but I still hated it as a fan. Space Jam 2, a B. Well, Wiley's Wonderland, I gave it a good rating, but it's honestly it's an A. It's an average movie at best. Prisoners of the Ghostland, I gave an A. Demonic, I gave an A. A as in average, people. Remember that. Old, I gave an A, but a lot of people hate it. No Time to Die, I gave a G. Suicide Squad, a G. Malignant, a B. Antlers, an A. Zack Snyder's Justice League, a G. Halloween Kills, a G. 8-Bit Christmas, a B. But, like, I had no expectations for that movie, hence why it wasn't on my worst of list. The Tomorrow War is a G, but, like, you know, it's not one of my favorite movies to come out this year. That's why it wasn't on the best of list. Army of the Dead, a B. Though it's probably an average movie, but fuck it. Venom 2 and A. A lot of people hate that movie. I thought it was decent. Army of Thieves, the A. I liked it more than Army of the Dead, to be honest. Reminiscence, the Hugh Jackman sci-fi movie, I gave a B. The Manson Brothers, Midnight Zombie Massacre, a B. The Many Saints of Newark, I gave a G, but a lot of people hate that movie. Fear Street Part 1, 1994, B. Snake Eyes, B. The Trip, G. French Dispatch, G. Cosmic Sin, B. Night House, G. Harder They Fall, it's a Netflix movie, A for average. Censor, an A. Queen of Black Magic was an A, but I thought it would have been... It was almost a good movie if it wasn't for certain things. Watch the movie to find out. The Last Duel, G, obviously. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon, shitty. I literally wrote that. An A, but I thought the movie sucked. There's some there's some decent stuff in the movie, but you know, Candyman, a B. Mobile Suit Gundam, halfway, A. And The Devil Below, B. So that was all the movies I watched this year. There were probably more that I forgot or I never finished. Like, I never finished Monster Hunter, but that probably wouldn't have been on my worst of list, to be honest. Like I said, didn't watch Pig or, like, Card Counter. But yeah, so those were the worst of movies, and that was my little overview. That's it for this review, guys, and I'm going to be posting